Yo, what's up everyone? Hope everyone is chilling like a villain, making a killing. Today, I wanted to make a video and talk about a topic involving PvE and Marathon, and basically where I stand on the subject and how I think it can be implemented without constantly bumping heads with the PvP and PvE aspect of the game. So, for my idea, I think it would work really well if the game's PvE only specific content revolved around permanent and limited time game modes and events. One thing I thought of off the top of my head was the Marathon ship that was revealed in the very first reveal trailer for the game. As you can see here, this ship is drastically different from what the current Marathon we now have in game is. The current Marathon we have now in game is the one that closely resembles the Marathon from the original trilogy. So from now on, when I refer to this other Marathon from the first reveal trailer, I will be calling it New Marathon. So now, not to go too off the rails here right away, but a cool idea would be for Bungie to reuse the new Marathon design as a different Marathon from a different universe. Alright, stay with me here now, bro. Please just stay with me. Now, a lot of Marathon fans who have played the original trilogy, and more specifically Marathon Infinite, know that there are actually 6 timelines or more in the Marathon universe. That's right. Not 1, not 2, but freaking 6 or more timelines, my bro. And now, with all the things happening with the anomaly on Tau City and its properties of warping reality and messing with time itself, I can very well see Bungie doing something like this later on down the line. Okay, so what I'm proposing here is that 1, they use this new model of the new Marathon to be a sort of PvE space for the players, and this will be an event that comes around every so often but not permanently always available. Or 2, keep this as a permanent mode and add other limited time events and modes later. I feel like this gives people another incentive to come back and play to grind for gear and resources to explore the new Marathon. Now, the reason why I say a limited time mode is mainly because this is a live service game, and I feel like Bungie is going to try and add in limited time modes and events for people to come back and participate in. Most live service games do this, so it really isn't too much of a surprise. I think a lot of it just depends on how predatory it can be to the consumer. Like, imagine having to purchase a key for like $10 to access the new Marathon. They surely wouldn't do that, right? Okay, so what's in it and what will we be doing? Well, imagine forming a runner squad if you're choosing, or if you are daring enough to go on a solo run yourself into the ship. You will find various puzzles and hazards throughout the ship that you will need to prepare for beforehand, meaning you need to exfil to escape the ship, and if you die, that's it. You don't get to keep your gear. You don't get a number of lives unless you are holding soft revives, and you don't keep progression you make in the ship. So once your squad, or if you're running solo, get killed, that's it. It's a wrap. I think this will help PvE balance in a way where you can't just go do PvE content and farm resources and weapons, and then just come into PvP and PvE and always be stacked. As for the content inside the ship, there's a lot of things Bungie can do here. One thing I kept thinking about was it can be you and your runner squad fending off 4 attackers while looting inside the ship and uncovering the mysteries and lore of this otherworldly new Marathon. This also gives Bungie different ways to implement what they learned from Destiny 1 and 2 and put their dungeon array designs and mechanics into this content. As for rewards, I would think Bungie would want to increase their probability of rarer gear like weapons and chips, for example, since this content should be considered close to endgame content. For permanent rewards though, I think that there are a plethora of things that Bungie can reward its players. The first couple of things I can think of off the top of my head are emblems, banners, skins for both your runner and your gun, and hell, maybe even charms for your gun if they decide to go that route. And they can also add other collectibles like lore and other things that the team has hinted at during a lot of the game's showcase. I think this will be the best way to implement PvE content into Marathon, as I feel like the extraction idea should always be the main premise of the game, and they shouldn't stray too far from what the game is supposed to be. I think PvE is a great idea for Marathon, but they just need to make sure it intertwines with the game's identity and make sure it fits and makes sense. I know I've seen some people ask for a PvE mode where it's just the same maps but without players, and I hate to break it to those people, but that would be boring as fuck and sort of a cop-out for what the game is. Not only that, but the AI aren't intricate enough for you to even have fun versing against them. That takes away the excitement and tension of discovering things knowing you are really never safe. Unpredictability is what makes these games fun in the first place, at least in my opinion. I know Marathon has a lot of potential down the line, and I'm hoping that Bungie can see it and see all the different ways the series can go and how it can evolve over time. Anyways guys, that's all I have for today. I know it was a bit of a short one, but I just wanted to get this out because I kept thinking about it in my free time, and I like to express my excitement about things I genuinely enjoy. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace.